Hello there and welcome to Wandering Wolf. I'm your host Mark Rhodes. As always, with me, my good friend, Mr. Craig Forward. Loving the shirt, mate.
Oh, cheers, mate. Nice one. Bit retro for you.
I've gone black and dull. I'm sorry. Sorry, dude. Apologies.
Mr. Cool, calm and calculated as always.
Milk tray, man.
Good to see your face.
Oh, you too, matey. You too. And it's lovely to be back from last week because obviously this is our second live stream, and it's lovely to be here. And it will be lovely to get all your comments in because we had so many last week. It was wonderful. Say big thank you to everybody involved. So yeah, let's do week 2. And I just wanted to say, Mr. Fullwood, how are we feeling about the first week of the Euros? It's been pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's been great, mate. It's great to have some football on. 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 8 o'clock. Pretty thick and fast. Brilliant, but a bit difficult with the 2s obviously at work, the 5s, the kids are running around, and 8s you might have just got rid of them. But it's been good.
A lot of people pretending to work on Zoom that week. Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I'm definitely I'm working. Don't worry. I'm not watching Austria Holland or
just on a conference call.
Yeah. But you'll just hear you scream at a goal. No reason. Shush. No.
It's been good. I think there's been a couple of dual matches, but not too many. I think it's been good, and I know this always happens. And I was chatting to somebody at work about this. It's about this time in a tournament, and I'm fully convinced it's coming home.
Oh God!
Definitely coming
you know what? I'd love to share your optimism, but there's a couple of teams in this tournament that I'm thinking, oh God, I really do not want to play these. Yeah, and let's get into it. Let's get straight. All right, we've seen everybody play at least one game in the Euros, each team. Who are your top 4 teams that you would say, oh, okay, yeah, I think.
Aside from England, you don't want England in there.
You can put England in there if you want, mate.
Because I do genuinely think we're one of the strongest teams in there. I think France are really good. I think Italy looked good. Ourselves, and but to be honest, that Italy's opponents haven't been brilliant, have they, so far? So
that is true. There's a caveat to that, that winning run that they do, but you can only beat the teams that are in front of you. So
they look good, and obviously Belgium, I'd say, look strong. They're probably the teams I'd like to avoid for as long as possible. I know we're going to play them eventually, but I'd definitely put us in there, mate, 100%.
What do you think? What do you think about the home nations that have, not there? I'm not one of these people that gives a monkeys about like Wales or Scotland. I don't care whether they win, lose, or draw. But there are a lot of people that want to know about. Like Wales, for me, played some really good stuff against the dark horses. Turkey, worst team I've ever seen.
I saw you weren't impressed with Turkey.
Oh my God, they're awful.
They were so bad. But do you know what? I'm pleased for Wales. I don't mind. See Wales doing well. I don't think they'll. I think it looks like they're going to come out of the group, which is great.
God. Well, we one game remaining as well. Like, it's pretty impressive stuff.
I can't see them going too far in the tournament. That's just, there's better teams out there. But as for the Scots, you know what I mean. They're tomorrow night, the big one. We'll get onto that later. But it's an just looking at some of the funny scenes they've all turned up in London. I think that's hilarious. They're all getting on it. I'm not sure how you feel about it. You're a bit nearer to it than I am.
Well, let's talk about it in a second, because let's talk about basically we did the first week and it hadn't happened, but with Eriksson for Denmark, that awful thing that happened to him on the pitch, which kind of makes everything seem a little bit pointless where in the grand scheme of things when you see him like have an heart attack on the pitch. But
oh man, it was awful.
God, I'll tell you what though, we give referees a hell of a lot of stick and especially Premier League referees. But Anthony Taylor, I wouldn't go as far as say saved his life, but he got everything stopped so quickly. So credit to him, credit to everybody, credit to the Danish team. But
I think it was a mixture of the referee and the Danish captain.
Yeah.
And I think their quick reactions literally did save his life.
100%.
And just thank God he's okay and on the mend, hopefully.
I think semi-final wise, if we're talking top four, for me, I can't look a lot past Italy, France, Belgium, England.
Same as me.
I think they're the four, depending on how the draw happens, and I think they're the four best teams in the competition. We've had a few people say something different, though, haven't we?
I've just got one here from Eva Rashid. So Eva, Italy, Portugal, Wales, and Netherlands. So Portugal we haven't mentioned.
Stranger things have happened, and like it is interesting that we haven't mentioned Portugal when they're basically.
I think that was probably an oversight.
It was an oversight on our part. Yes, thanks Eva for bringing that to our attention. Portugal are definitely fifth in the rankings for me. So like you look at that group with Portugal, Germany, France, and Hungary. Like, my God, there are some serious players on there. And that's what I was going to talk to you about the France-Germany game. Like, Germany, I don't think are going to get out that group.
Yeah, they don't look like the Germans of old, do they? No. They look so poor the other night. I mean, I know you can never write them off, but I think they've had a massive overhaul, or they need one. I'm not too sure what's happened, but they don't look like the Germany side we're used to.
Definitely not.
I'd definitely be picking them over Portugal and France if we had the choice to play in the next round. So there's definitely a lot more teams out there that I'd fear over Germany at the moment. Which
would you go for? That there's this narrative going through. Like, if we win our group, going forward, our games will be at Wembley, but the path to the final is very, very tricky. And we would be playing the runners-up from that group of death. I really believe that the people that are saying that if we come runners-up in the group, we get an easier path.
Yeah.
But I would rather have the home advantage. I don't know about you, mate, but it's a difficult one to weigh up, isn't it? It's like, but if you want to win the tournament, you're going to have to play these teams anyway, aren't you?
It's tournament football. You've got to play what's in front of you. I think you've got to have the mentality of winning every game. You can't be thinking, "Oh, I'd like to come second." I know what you're saying. I think if we finish second, we get to play second place in the other group, which is. I can't remember who it is, but it's a hell of a lot easier and nicer.
It's a Sweden group, isn't it? Is it Sweden?
Sweden.
Yeah.
Is it Poland, maybe?
I believe so. Yes. Please tell us if you've got that wrong in the comments.
Yeah, but do you know what? I think you've got to play them eventually anyway. If you want to win the tour, if we got our hands on that trophy, you want to be able to say, we beat everybody. I
agree with that. I agree. There is an argument to say. It's like, if you are going to be the European champions, on more than one occasion, you're going to play the likes of France, you're going to play the likes of Germany, Spain, Portugal, all these massive teams. We don't even talk about Belgium. Like Kevin De Bruyne's come back. I took him out of my fantasy football team because I didn't think he was going to get a game, and he plays an absolute world and he gets about 5,000 points. I'm like, I'm surprised. It's typical of me.
I'm surprised you made any changes because you're doing so well, mate.
Shut up.
Currently sat bottom of the.
Yes. And like my fantasy football team name is Roads to Victory. The arrogance of it.
It couldn't be further from the truth. Couldn't be further from the truth.
Give us some more. Give us some more comments. Cause...
Okay, I've got to do this one. Carol McCarran. She's not a great football fan. But I know her husband John is, and it's my auntie. So hello, Auntie Carol, all the way from sunny South Carolina in the US. So.
South Carolina.
Oh, brother.
South Carolina.
Right,
what'd you say?
it's a good question. AJ Chandler, do you guys think tomorrow's game against the Scots is going to be harder or not as straightforward as people think?
God, that's such a hard question. It is a really good question because I know everybody says it. You know, every Scottish person will say it. This is the game that they live for, and and it's not being patronising in any way to say that this is a huge, massive cup final for them, and it would be in any aspect. We don't play friendlies with Scotland. Like, if we have a friendly against Scotland, they want to beat us. They want to beat us, and we want to beat them. Just the way it is. And all this stuff about, I hope the Scots do well. Shush.
No.
That's ridiculous. That is.
I don't think there's a group of supporters out there that hate us any more than.
There you go. I don't know. Wales are pretty close. Did you see that video when we lost to Iceland in 2016?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we're not well liked really, particularly by anybody. But I'd say the Scots edge the Welsh. And looking at
which says a lot, really.
But it's great. I mean, today, I was in two minds whether to sort of approach this, whether I should jump straight on the train from work tomorrow and get down there for a tear up. It looks amazing, but it would be brilliant to be in and amongst it. It's a shame they can't get in the pubs.
Oh no, well that'd be the dream.
It does make it, because at the end of the day, when the final whistle's gone, you can all, have a beer and stuff. But it's great atmosphere, and I'm glad that. I know it's probably not strictly the right thing to do given the current circumstances, but it made me laugh earlier.
I think we've all had enough, though, haven't we? I think we all want to get in the pub, and we all want to see our mates. So I think it's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah. So moving on to England's performance in the opening game. Solid start.
I think, like you've put it there, Phillips. Who knew? Calvin Phillips, for me, what an absolute superstar. He reminded me of Pauline.
Are you playing forward?
Absolutely not. He reminded me of Pauline's. He got into everybody's face, but his passion and his passing, and his game awareness was off the scale, man. He's a great foil for either Grealish or Sterling or Mount or Foden, any one of them. You need a Calvin Phillips in that team. 100%. He's the glue. Him and Rice are the glue in that midfield.
Yeah, well, I knew about Rice, but I'll be honest, I didn't know about Phillips as much. And, I think he was in your team the day before on last week's show. And I was thinking, that's a really strange one, mate, given the teams. And I'll hold my hands up, he was incredible. And I'm so excited to see him play again.
To be fair, I didn't expect him to play that well, to be honest.
No, I don't think anyone did, but he was superb. He was absolutely brilliant to watch.
He was the man of the match, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And you got to put your hands up when a lot of people, I'd say probably 90% of the England fans that saw that team, they saw it and they thought, what is he doing? Why is he not playing Jack Grealish? Why is he playing Kieran Trippier as a left back? You've got 4 right backs in the squad, and to be fair, I was one of those people. And you look at it we've got a clean sheet. Tyrone Mings, I know he's Villa, but he did not put a foot wrong.
He was awesome for me.
He was awesome. So good. He was close. He was close to being my man of the match. He didn't put a foot wrong. Yeah. At all, and that makes me heave a little when I say that, because obviously he's Villa, but we're all England this week, next week,
When England are playing, really, that does go out the window for me, to be honest. I mean, Mings was superb, but I got no problem saying that he was great. Yeah, and I hope he's there. I hope he keeps his place based on that performance. Really,
he's got to, hasn't he?
There's talk about if Maguire's fit, that he'll put him back in, but. And then it's about, is he saving him for later in the tournament and stuff like that? But we haven't got there yet. I think you just got to keep it the same. But saying that, I was taken aback that Trippier was left back, and I'd still say that was. I know it worked,
mate. I was taken aback. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. It was only ridiculous because he put 4 people as a right back who played in the Champions League final. What's going on? But
crazy. It was crazy.
Well, Dutchy, put that Dutchy TV one on because I think, yeah.
Dutchy TV. Yeah, I think it would be a massive mistake to put Maguire straight back in, and I agree.
It depends on his fitness, really. It depends on his fitness. Like I truly believe that if he's close to match fit, he's got to play in a group game because you can't put Maguire in when we're in knockout football. Not if he hasn't played.
No.
It's a tricky one that because if he is coming up to match fitness, I think you kind of need Maguire and Stones in there because I don't believe that Mings, as good as he played against Croatia, will be able to do the same job against Mbappe or a Lukaku or all those players that in the later rounds we're going to have to deal with, and that's the issue here, isn't it?
I mean, to be honest, I never like people coming back when they've been injured or out for a couple of games, coming straight back in. I'm never a fan of that. It happened at Wolves a few times this season.
Oh God,
that was a bit more needs must, but especially for England and the fact that Mings, it's not like he had a terrible game and get him out quickly, get Maguire in. Let's get the points on the board and then maybe look to switch it up for the last game to, like you say, give him a bit of game fitness.
Do you think there's going to be any changes then for this Scotland game? Because I really do believe that Southgate's the type of manager, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type, and he's incredibly loyal to the players that he likes.
I think the only one really that you could suggest is probably Walker. Because he had a poor game, but I don't think dropping him is actually probably the right thing to do. I think he should keep him in and say, well, okay, you had an off day. Put it right.
I think you've got to look at the opposition because for me, I'm not just saying this to be, a Scotland baiter. I truly believe that they're the weakest team in the group. I do. I really do. And the only reason why it has the extra little edge to it and we feel as though it might be a trickier game is because it is Scotland. Like you watch them against the Czech Republic. I know a lot of people saying that they played okay. I don't think they played well. I thought Czech Republic were in like second, third gear. Yeah. Like I know they missed a few chances, but no, I don't get this. I really don't get it. What is it? We've had a question in the vinyl revival. Southgate has favourites. We need to give players game time so they're ready for the latter stages. Well, it's what a squad's all about. I think Jack Grealish against the Scots would be like a genius move, really, because of his trickery. But we said that last week, and he ain't going to drop Sterling, is he?
I think he should start with the same starting 11, but he should definitely get Grealish half an hour or more, or a half even.
Even if Maguire's fit?
Depending on the score. If Maguire's fit, I'd leave him out for this one, and I'd bring him in for the last game. Okay. But even then, probably not start. I'd probably bring him on for half an hour or something. It depends how the other result goes, because if we need to win,
that's interesting. Yeah,
don't mess with the winning formula type thing. If Mings is high on confidence, I don't know why you'd change it really.
I don't think this is where it's really tricky for me because I'm going to completely go back on my point. But Tyrone Mings, if he plays against Scotland. I don't really think that you can change, and we win convincingly. How can you change it? That's the problem. It's like I think you've got to play Maguire this game, haven't you? Because if you get rid of Mings after he's played two great games against Scotland and Croatia, you're going to look like an absolute mug, aren't you? Really?
It'd be interesting to see what he does decide, because I think just for me personally, I wouldn't change it. I honestly wouldn't change it.
You know what's worrying me a little bit?
Go on.
Harry Kane.
In what way?
I don't know. I know I think it's really hard because like he's an incredibly fantastic forward, but I thought he was like 5 yards off the pace.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he got into the game. It looked like he was carrying a knock.
Yeah, he did struggle a little bit for me probably this week, but I just thought that was, first
game. Yeah. Hopefully you're right, mate. Hopefully you're right.
Tomorrow's the game. He can do the business, I reckon.
Yeah, he likes playing against Scotland, doesn't he?
But the thing is with Kane, he's Mr. Reliable, isn't he? He knows where the net is. It's hard to drop him, I'd say, if that's what you're sort of getting at, maybe. I don't know. What sort of formation would it be, or would it be a straight swap out?
I think Craig Williams has said.
Okay, what's Craig saying?
He said, "I agree. Kane looked off the pace, but who else would you play there?" That's a great point, Craig. To be fair, because not you, Craig Williams. There's no one else. There's no one else, and I think going forward. You can't drop Kane. He's the only undroppable player, isn't he? Like
I'd say at a tournament.
Yeah, he's a golden boot winner from the World Cup. Like you can't, as much as he looked off the pace against Croatia. The final revival, he was poor, but have a feeling he will turn up tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm the same. I can see him smashing in a few tomorrow.
I really do think we're going to win and going to win convincingly.
I think we need to try and put out a statement to the tournament that we're not messing about.
Yeah.
And going, it'd be fantastic to get like a 4-0, 5-0 maybe.
I think.
Is that just me being super optimistic?
I think you are being optimistic. I think it's going to be. It's a 2-0 or a 3-1 job for me. I think we will score more than one in that game. I think defensively they're poor. I think we've got better players. I really do think that we're tailor-made to beat Scotland with all the players that we've got. Because technically, I just think we're better as well. Like none of those players in that Scotland team get in the England team.
No.
None of them.
But
so,
can you see any percentage of an upset? Do you think? Is there any chance?
20%. What is an upset though? A draw?
No, a loss. Well, yes.
If they get a result, I can't see him beating us. I can't see. I just can't see it. No. I reckon a 10% chance of them like a huge upset. Like they've got nobody. Like they've got. I am not Scotland bashing here, but there is a reason they made a massive deal about getting into the Euros because that's their level. Like that's just the way it is. Like, and I get, what gets on my nerves a little bit, mate, when Graham Souness said this. Like when he was talking about the population difference between England and Scotland. It's like, there's 60 million in England and there's 5 million in Scotland. There's also 4 million in Croatia, and they got to the last World Cup final, Graham Souness. So shut up.
Well, that's ridiculous.
It's just such a stupid argument. But I do like you've got to grasp at any straw that you possibly get. But
what he needs to say.
I can really see us doing a number on Scotland tomorrow, and he might come back to bite me on the backside. Who knows? But
I hope we're not sat here next week.
Like begging for a draw against Czech Republic to get through. Yeah. That's just you know what? The good thing about this competition is that even if you do come third, you've got a really good chance, of getting through. It's ridiculous. It's like how many teams are in the competition? They get rid of like 8 of them. Like, come on, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I like this. I like this from Vinyl Revival again. Grealish to do a Gascoigne tomorrow. Oh, I'd love that.
Imagine.
I would love that. Can you imagine? And he actually did the dentist chair as well.
You probably would.
That would be so good.
I just really think that if we can get the right team together, I do trust Gareth Southgate. I know he's got like this, this pragmatic approach sometimes, but I think it's worked. Like so far, nobody can argue that it hasn't worked. Like we've done the job against Croatia, are not a great team. They are a shadow of the team that got to the World Cup final. Like it was but did we make them look like that? You know, only time will tell when Croatia play their next game.
Yeah.
You know, so
when do they play tomorrow at 5?
I think
at 5.
so. Yeah, it must be, yeah. But I just think changes wise for the game, I would probably play Maguire.
Okay.
I'd play Maguire.
Instead of Mings, yeah?
Yeah, I would. And I would also change. I still want Jack Grealish in that team, so I'd probably change. Well, who am I taking out? I'm gonna have to take Mount out, and that kills me to say it because. But you can't drop Sterling because of his performance against Croatia, and you can't drop Foden, man. You can't drop Foden.
I think the only way you can justify changes tomorrow is that it's an easier game, and you're just resting and ensuring people don't get knocks. I think that's probably all you've got.
I would take a really dull 1-0 again. Like I know it wasn't dull. Like the first 20 minutes, I thought England played absolutely brilliantly. So some of the best football I've seen England play for a long time.
Yeah.
But who's this? Dutchy TV. Go on, mate. You read it out.
Okay, Scotland have a chance. Remember, the Albion rocked up at Molineux and beat us, and I gave them no chance.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I didn't give them a chance either.
Oh, God. That was our first ever Wandering Wolf
so
review.
let's hope this isn't...
God, if that's an omen, then that is bad.
It can't happen again, can it?
Oh, God, no.
It can't happen again.
Well,
I don't think they've got enough to beat us. I know it's a one-off game. Anything can happen. They'll definitely be up for it. Got to be careful and not write them off. But I'm going to stick with 4-0. I'm going to stick with 4-0.
4-0? 4-0?
I think it'll be like tight, 1-0 half time, and then just take them to the clean in the second half.
Oh, that's an interesting one from Craig.
Craig Williams, do you think Bellingham deserves more pitch time? Looked so sharp when he came on. Looked great in warm-up games. I don't mean starting, but definitely more minutes.
Well, I'm glad you put that at the end, Craig, because I don't think he starts for me. But I agree.
He is quality, though, isn't he? He's quality.
For 17 years of age, like he's unbelievable. He's so mature. Like the way he uses the ball, the way we talk about game management. You got that kind of game management at 17 years of age. Like future England captain, isn't he? Like he'll have by the time he's 20, he'll have about 50 caps for England. Like, only though. Can you just look like he's a quality operator? But I think it's just come a little too early. If I'm being honest,
the next World Cup, he's going to be absolutely tearing it up, isn't he? Surely
he's going to be mustard. Like Qatar. Like I think we always say this every couple of years. We say just give him a couple of years, and just bed in the team. I think Bellingham's going to be an integral part. But let's have a look at the young players that we've got in that team.
Definitely.
Oh,
so Vinyl Revival. I wish we'd be a bit more quicker instead of sideways passing. I thought Stones was a bit off it. He wasn't getting forward, just pass left or right. Don't think he works as a sweeper in a 3. Do you think?
I don't think he works in a sweeper as a 3, but I don't think we'll play a 3. Saying that, we could do once we get into knockout football. But if you're playing as a sweeper in a 3, then I'd stick Cody in there.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Where would Cody fit in for you? But obviously, if we are going to play a sweeper in a 3, it's got to be, hasn't it?
I would have thought so, and that's not. Me.
Surely that's why he took it.
That's me as an England fan. But we've had this conversation before about Cody. Like, has he just bought him because he's a great cheerleader?
I'd love to see him get some minutes at some point.
He ain't getting some minutes. If he did,
he might get some tomorrow, maybe.
If he did, it's not a friendly though, mate. It's against Scotland in the Euros. It's a bit different. You know, I can't. If he was going to get any minutes, it would have been instead of Mings in a back four with Stones, and I think that ship sailed, buddy. Unless we have some serious injuries at centre half, I think he's so far down the pecking order now. And like it hurts me to say it, but we have said it. Like in a four, Cody is so far down the pecking order. Like when they were talking about they were going to play a back three, and they was talking about what was it? They were talking about Stones, Walker, Walker, and somebody else like in a back three.
No,
yeah,
no.
But like Cody wasn't even mentioned, which is like as a Baggies fan, I agree. Cody would fit into the team, no problem.
Cheers, Craig.
I think.
Can I just say it's nice to have a Baggies fan here.
It is, man. It is
England Euro review. So
absolutely, cheers,
great
mate.
to have you here.
But I really, loads of people agreeing if England play a three, Cody should be in. It's like because that comes back to why has he taken him? So we'll see. I am not optimistic about minutes.
You don't purely take someone just because they're great around the dressing room and stuff. You take them first and foremost on football, and second, if they're a brilliant character, then that's just a bonus, surely. I'm not having that, but
I do get that argument. But what did Theo Walcott go to the World Cup when he was like 16, 17? It wasn't for him to play. We're talking about Bellingham. Like Theo Walcott wasn't. Well, that's it. Yeah, but he wouldn't ever get in any minutes, was he? That's the difference.
I think that's slightly different though with a young player with bags of talent to be in and around the squad, learning. It's almost like an apprenticeship, isn't it? Whereas an older player like Cody, he's not there really to necessarily learn anything new. He's a player on merit. He's there
on merit, mate. Like when we knew that the squad size was going to be bigger, Cody was a shoo-in for me. But I thought he was going to get more game time than. I don't think he's going to get any game time, really, if I'm being honest.
I struggle to see where it's coming now, to be honest. I think you're right. It would have been instead of Mings. But the way he played, probably he made the right decision. And
oh, God, absolutely. I'm not begrudging him. I don't, as a four, I would have put Mings in before Cody. And with an England hat on, absolutely. All
right,
we'll see.
Moving on to standout performances this week. So players, individual performances that you'd worry about if we were playing them.
Well, the first round of games, Lukaku, I thought was absolutely incredible. Didn't play as well tonight, but you've got to look at like Belgium as a team. Like I know they were quite lucky. Who's the Italian lad? Immobile.
Can we just say that he's in my dream?
Just Italy.
Fantastic.
In general, like
he's got a super. He played so well as well the other night. Immobile. I
really think Italy. How they were 7th favourites at the beginning of the tournament is unbelievable. I think, you know what, I'm going to give Wales some love, actually.
Go on.
I thought they were fantastic against Turkey.
Yeah.
You
poor opposition there.
They were poor, but there's a reason why...
You've still got to play well, haven't you?
And also, there's a reason why people were saying that the dark horses for the tournament, they're kind of been that bad beforehand. They must have been playing really well. So something's happened to them, but... As you said, you can only play the teams in front of you. Aaron Ramsey and Gareth Bale. Dan James for me as well. Whoa. But you look at that team, they're not all in top teams. They're not getting game time, a lot of them. They must be doing something really right.
Yeah, the good team spirit and all that stuff does go a long way in a tournament, I suppose.
Yeah.
Just Dutchy TV agreeing there. Ramsey for Wales the other day is outstanding. So yeah, I mean, if we came up against Wales, what would you be thinking? Would you be fearing them, or
the difference between Wales and Scotland is so big? I really rate Wales. I really rate them. Like I think they're a really good team. I think they can go far in this tournament.
Yeah.
And you know, taking my patriotic hat off, they're one of the better teams that I've seen play. Especially against Turkey. They weren't so good against Switzerland, but I think the test for them will be when they play a team like Italy, and we'll see where they are in the pecking order. If they get spanked 4-0, then
I think
there's the reality check.
I think that'll say a lot about Italy as well.
Yeah, agreed. Absolutely. I think you're right. I liked. Who else did I like?
We got one here from Eva, Cristiano Ronaldo. We'll just mention that quickly because obviously Ronaldo is different class, but he was just. I was thinking of how much longer can he keep doing this at this level, and then he goes and does that, and it's like
he's lost a little bit
phenomenal.
He's lost a little bit of pace, but he's so intelligent. And no, he has. He's so intelligent that he could play in different positions and just make it his own. We're going to miss him when he's not playing anymore.
He could play lone striker for Portugal for probably the next World Cup.
Yeah. Well, he don't want to play with Jota, does he? No. Yeah. Did you see that pass that Jota didn't give to him? Oh my God, he went nuts, didn't he? I think I like. Who else do I like? Holland, decent team. I don't think they'll do anything. Holland.
I'm trying to think who played well for them. Can't remember.
France. Let's talk about France.
Mbappe.
Mbappe.
How fast is that guy?
I would love to see a 100-meter sprint between Adama Traore and Mbappe, and I think it would be really close.
That would be a good race. To be fair, that would be a good race.
Peter Johnson. Let me read that one. That is class. The Peter Johnson. The most entertaining thing from Ronaldo was moving the cola.
Oh God! I can't believe that was such a small act of whatever, and it's caused such a massive repercussions, hasn't it?
Well, it has, because it took
4 billion off the share price, was it?
Imagine.
He's just going to bring out his own water now, CR7 water at £3 a bottle.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, only Bulls and Horses, Peckham Spring. France for me are a different level. You look at that team, Benzema, Lloris as a keeper, he's fantastic. They were in second gear against Germany, and they should have beaten about 3 or 4. It's only because of VAR and some really. Yeah. I really, really think that France are the team to beat.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, I think it's going forward. You look at the teams that go through. I would want Germany out of group stage. Do you know what I mean? I don't want them
to wipe them out. Yeah,
get them out, because in tournament football, in a knockout stage, every single time Germany they just know, don't they? They just know it. It's like Italy. Italy just know how to get through.
Yeah, you'd always want them out of a tournament. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
but and the other good thing is, I think, I'm trying to think, France or Belgium. No, is it France or Portugal play Belgium? So one of them's going to have to go. I think I can't exactly work out remember how it works, but you get rid of another one. And I know we've said that we've got to play everybody, but
if we win our group, we've got to play the runners-up of the Portugal, France, Germany group, and for me, that will probably be Portugal.
So that's going to be tasty, isn't it?
England, Portugal in the last 16 at Wembley.
We got every chance.
I'd take that. Really, I'd take that. But you know what? Let's talk about Dendoncker for 1 second.
Go on.
He's playing central midfield for the world's #1 team. He got took off in the second half, but
that was more tactical than him having a bad game, was it?
What exactly? Yeah, it was tactical because they wanted to go for the winner. I think something has got to be done about Dundalk. We have got this guy who plays central midfield for Belgium.
We've got this diamond.
And I'm like, I know that he
We're playing
had
in the
a good
wrong place.
season. We're playing him in the wrong place.
But we've got a new manager, bud. Don't worry.
know.
Don't
I
worry.
don't want him to go anywhere.
No.
And I know nobody said anything about him leaving.
He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
God, I hope not, because as much as he's had a stinker, but a lot of the players have, I think Dendoncker in our midfield is perfect as a 6. Like he's perfect, isn't he?
I think he's only going to get better as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you could touch on Wolves for a second, there's so many poor performances over a season, but you've got to, look at everything that's happened now with Nuno going. I think there was more happening behind the scenes. People weren't happy, playing players out of position, no fans. I think there's so much going on that we need to completely start a fresh slate. And, people like Dendoncker who've had a rubbish season, Neves.
He's going, mate. He's going.
You think he's going?
Yeah, I do. He's going.
Can we also touch on Traore before you go any further?
He's not going.
I want Traore to go.
Do you?
Yeah, and I did put this out the other day, which I'll just touch on because it was so funny. I put a tweet that if he's so amazing and everybody keeps telling me how wonderful he is,
I saw this.
How come he didn't come on when Spain made 5 substitutions? How he wasn't involved as one of them? And I got a load of backlash saying
you got so much backlash. I loved it.
I got so much backlash for it in the comments, and then I was told that Raul Jimenez should have come on, and he was the best ever scorer for them. And I pointed out that actually he was Mexican, and I got so much abuse. I don't. My brain couldn't compute it in the end. I didn't know if they were winding me up or it was a joke or what. And I just was like,
"What I think they got it wrong first time, and then they realised that it was a wind up."
Oh man, it sent my brain into a frenzy. So
who's the new Colombian defender then?
Oh yeah, we'll just show this the Vinyl Revival. Thoughts on the new Colombian defender? Well, I've got no idea. No idea who he is. But
Gerson Mosquera. I've definitely said that wrong.
It's good. It's a good start.
He said that. He's about 6'9".
I'm told he's not necessarily a starting 11. Subs bench is more a younger player that's coming to be around the squad. So I don't know what to make of it really.
Yeah, but we're getting loads of tweets saying, "Oh, why are we spending money on these players? Like, he's not played for anyone. Like, look at Pedro Neto. Like, he played a handful of games before he came to Wolves, and look at him now. Like, these are ones for the future. He was going to move to Club Bruges before he came to us. Like,
we've got loads of them now, mate. We need some marquee signings.
I know. Well, Polina, is it from Sporting Lisbon?
Okay.
I think. Hopefully, I've said that right. Why can't we just buy players that I can pronounce? I think we are going to go all out for him, and I think that's why Neves will leave.
Right. Okay.
Because we'll put some money from the Neves sale into that. I think that we're all right, man. We need a defender. We need another defender other than this Colombian lad. We need a midfielder, which is Polina from Sporting Lisbon. I would love that to be him because he's been in the frame for a couple of years now. A forward, I still believe that Vinicius would be a fantastic signing, and that for me, job's a good one.
I agree.
Not to like.
It's definitely not going to be more than that. I think
and Saar instead of Ribby. because I think Rui will go as well. So
yeah, I think so.
You look at the spine of the team. We always talk about the spine of the team, don't we? Like Vinicius, Palhinha, it's Colombian lad, Mosquera, and Sarr. That's 4 signings. Obviously, you need another defender there because we haven't taken into account either the African Cup of Nations. If we do keep Saiss, he's going, and Bolly will be gone. So that's 2 of your defenders gone. So you definitely need reinforcements in that area. But you know, we'll see what happens. It's going to be. I'll tell you what. It's going to go down to the wire. I think. With a lot ins and outs. I think it's going to be really interesting.
It's exciting. It
is, mate.
Well, I've got this comment from Vinyl Revival, which I want to touch on because I think it's good. He says, I have to say, the VAR has been used really good in the tournament this far. It just shows how poor our officials are, and the foreign refs not blowing for every slight touch and players going down too easily. I think the matches have been really free flowing, and I think VAR has been used really well. There's not been anything that I've looked at and gone, that was wrong, or oh god, that's why they've blown there. It's been just it has seemed like pretty seamless, to be honest.
It's made VAR or VAR seem like a good idea because how quick and it has made a bit of a mockery of the standard of officiating in the Premier League, which is a shame, really, because like we've got the best league in the world. There's no doubt about that. So you want the officiating to be top notch, and it really hasn't. And they should be held accountable. But going back to my point earlier with Anthony Taylor, like you can give them grief when they're doing a bad thing, but you've got to praise them when they do stuff like that as well. So you know it works both ways. But I completely agree. The foreign referees are a different breed and a different level when it comes to officiating.
Yeah, there was one. I think it was whether it was the France game or maybe the Netherlands game, and I never really noticed the ref, but even I noticed and thought, God, he's had a good game.
But that's really good. I think when you don't notice the ref, that's when they've had a good game. Personally,
yeah.
You know,
no, but
it's the Mike Dean syndrome, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like me, I'm here too.
Yeah,
cards everywhere. I think it really is. It's a tricky one. But yeah, I really do. Dutchy TV agree this tournament VAR has been used as it should be, and that's the benchmark, isn't it? And it's like you can't really have any problems with UEFA or VAR. You've just got to say it is something that we can get on board with. If I think 2 things need to happen. There should be mics on referees, so it can be played to the crowd, so that the crowd know what's going on. Because a lot of the time you can't celebrate a goal without having a 5-minute delay on, if it is or not. But then you also need the referees, if they had made a decision that everybody realises is wrong, to be interviewed and to give their side of the story. Because
it'd be class to see the refs do an interview after the game, like the managers do.
It would be perfect. It would be great. At least it just so they can get their side of the story. Because, whether
you agree or not, at least they've said
exactly. Yeah, this is
not just a faceless. That'd be so good.
Yeah, it's like they're in the mafia or something. Do you know what I mean? It's like this dark web of deceit. Like that. We're too good to be held accountable.
So Dutchy TV said, why can't the best league in the world, I presume means Premier, hire the best refs from around the world? Is it?
I suppose
something about language.
It's a language barrier, I suppose. I get that. Didn't they try it with what's that bald-headed Italian ref? I think he did.
Oh yeah, I know you mean.
Let us know in the comments what his
name's
name is.
Gone. Oh God.
Game's gone, mate. Game's gone. His head's gone. His head's gone. His hair's gone. Oh, there we go. Hungry like the wolf. Yes, thank you very much. It says bring back Perluigi Kalina. That's the guy.
Yes.
That's the guy. Yes, and get Warren Coopers or Felix Brett. Wow, you know your refs. I don't know any of those. That feels those three people there. I feel as though they could be in the Wolves under-23 squad next season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah, it's all about getting good refs, the best refs, but
yeah,
I think referees, VAR, it all gets scrutinised. But I think you're right, mate. I think all in all, first week of the Euros, it's been pretty decent. So
hungry like the wolf. Refereeing hasn't been a full-time job and hasn't paid enough for people to move countries the way football players do.
Fair comment. Fair comment. There's got to be some incentive because about how much they get. Absolutely. They just get mullered every single thing that they do.
But I told you about that the other week. That thing on it's on YouTube. I think that the Sky program with Gary Neville and Carragher. They did the ref. You've got to watch it. If you didn't catch it with that, you've got to watch it. It does sort of make you go a little easier, but it doesn't make
it then you watch Mike Dean.
It doesn't make it any easier. Come first game of the season away at Leicester when we get 3 VAR goals.
Let's talk about the fixtures, by the way. Come on, man!
Somebody's having a wind up, aren't they?
They just. How do they do it? How do that? I would love to know how they sort out the fixtures because it can't be just me and you that think that we've played Leicester in probably.
It's been 3 out of 4, hasn't it?
3 out of 4. It's come on, man! I think August is vile, isn't it? August is vile.
Yeah, but to be honest, with the fixtures, you've got to play them anyway. So
yeah, of course, yeah.
There's an argument to be had that you'd rather play them early.
True, there is that.
So they're not in any kind of rhythm. They're back from the Euros. A lot of the people.
I want to play. I'll tell you what. I want to play Tottenham early. Good God, what is going on with that football team?
Well, they're shambles, aren't they?
Oh my God, it's a shambles. I've got quite a few Tottenham mates, and they're just going.
Yeah.
We've gone from Poch coming in, Conte coming in, Gattuso coming in, I think Nuno's going to end up at Tottenham. Personally, I think he'll end up there. Yeah, I do because he's got his little tin. And
is he just getting the train round everywhere? Just seeing it.
Yeah, isn't he? Yes. He wants 1,000 backroom staff, and he wants £400 million.
I don't know what he was on at Wolves, but
Well, it must be a lot, mate. Because
he must have been well looked after. Because I don't know, but
yeah. Well, it just shows you. Players get played.
Yeah, it's not a good look for him, to be fair.
It isn't. What he did to Crystal Palace, obviously we don't know the ins and outs, and I would imagine that quite a few people watching and listening to this are going to be quite a few Nuno supporters, and we were, but he's not here now. The king is dead. Long live the king. The king is Bruno.
Bruno had a dream.
Bruno had a dream.
Yeah, it doesn't go like that, mate. No.
Absolutely. Oh, sorry.
Please don't do that again.
Okay, well, I'll never. Yeah, I've got that a lot throughout my life.
Yeah,
and career.
You've done that once.
It didn't go well.
It went all right, to be fair.
Sorry, yeah.
Right.
Cheers,
mate. Right. So moving on. I know we've touched upon this briefly, but I want a prediction for you and comments for the game tomorrow. And we'll bring some of these back next week when we come on.
I really, really think we're going to win 3-1 tomorrow.
3-1.
I think Kane's going to score a couple, and I think Phil Foden will get off the mark. Oh, how close was he to making me
my
God. So
it was such. If that had gone in,
literally the only thing he did in the game now. It's literally the only thing he did. Phil Foden, it wasn't his best game. Oh, Here we go. So I've gone 3-1, Kane couple, and I'm going to go Phil Foden.
Okay, so hungry like the wolf sounds like my kind of guy. He's gone 5-1. I presume that's to England.
I hope that's to England. I don't think Scotland will score 5 goals in 20 internationals.
Final Revival's gone 2-0. I presume
Okay.
these are all wins. I'm going 4-0.
4-0, really?
Yeah, 4-0. Yeah, really.
God.
I think Kane could bag a couple. I think
hope
Sterling
so.
will score again, and I think maybe Stones or Mings if he plays, maybe from a corner. Dangerous set piece.
You've gone into great detail.
It might even be 5. Pete Johnson 3-0, 2 penalties. Yeah, I consider being a penalty. Definitely.
I think there'll be
I'm gonna have a bet on that. Yeah, definitely.
I think there's going to be a sending off, a penalty or 2. Yeah, absolutely. That's worth a point. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we're pretty confident. So let's hope that doesn't come to bite us on the backside next week.
I don't think Craig isn't confident. You are, but this other Craig isn't. 2-0 England, but I am nervous for some reason.
Well, I was very nervous for the first game personally, but I'm not nervous for tomorrow.
I'm not. Yeah.
I tell you, the thing that helps tomorrow is that it's 8 o'clock kick-off. I can be in the pub for a bit first, have a few beers, and.
Well, Dutchy TV as well said 3-0 Grealish to get a Scott player sent off. That's about right.
A red card penalty type situation, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement that we're going to win, and we're going to win very, very comfortably. But as we all know, the Euros is
anything can happen.
It's going to be tasty, whatever happens, and it's nice to see fans in the stadiums again. You know, it's just nice to see. And did you see? I don't know where it was. Was it Hungary in Budapest where it was absolutely rammed to the rafters?
Yeah.
It was wonderful to see.
Superb, wasn't it?
Oh God, that's what you want to see. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It's going to be a white knuckle ride, and we're going to be here for all of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, you got anything else to add, Kidda? Because I can't think of anything else. I'm just excited for tomorrow. I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous tomorrow because even if let's go worst case scenario, I think we're probably through already, even with with 3 points. If we come third in our group, they've made it so easy to get through.
But it's what is it? The 4 best
third class teams. Yeah.
So you've got to score more goals. Then you need to.
No, God, absolutely. But what I'm saying is that winning your first game has made it so much easier. Yeah. Even if we draw tomorrow, 4 points is getting you through. So I'm looking forward to the game more so than what I'm nervous. Okay. This is all on Scotland. This is all they need to. Well, they need to get a point at least. If they lose, then
I just don't. My only fear for tomorrow is that the fans that are already in London or travelling down are just going to be so tanked up that they start causing problems, and it might be slightly delayed or whatever. But it's going to be a nightmare for the police and stuff. But I just hope that doesn't ruin it really to start with, but it should be all right.
I think, I agree. I hope it doesn't, but I'm sure it won't. For me, I think the semi-finals, if it all works out, is England, Italy, France, Belgium. They're my 4. I think they're your 4 as well.
Yeah, they are.
Just depends.
We obviously missed Portugal off that, didn't we?
We did.
I think
but the problem, it's either us or Portugal. It's either us or Portugal because I think we'll play them in the last 16.
Unless we end up finishing second in the group.
Yeah, and then it's traveling Europe.
Yeah. Well, I think there was one permutation last night watching the match, and if Italy won their group and we won ours, we've got to go to Rome and they've got to go to Wembley, and it was why don't you just swap?
That's so unnecessary.
Yeah. But maybe they will. Yeah.
How are you? Just finally, how are you feeling about the whole playing the European Championships at different grounds?
I think it's great. Great. Yeah. Yeah, I do actually. Given the circumstances, it's probably the best, and it's nice that lots of people are involved. It's an actual proper European tournament, I suppose, because it's all over.
There is that argument, I suppose.
I do like the kind of, you know, it's in the UK, or it's
think
in
it
Italy,
gives,
or it's in Germany.
gives
I do like that. But
unfair advantage to the home teams within the different groups? Like I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm just like saying, because usually when you just get one host team,
not so much at the moment, maybe.
Why is that? Because we haven't got the full.
Yeah, it's not as it should be, is it? Still,
yeah,
it's better, but
it would be. We were going to do this anyway. Like if you know,
okay,
we were going to have it. But so for me, I think that it's not fair on the teams that haven't got a game in their own country, if you know what I mean. Like just putting it out there. But I don't care, because a lot of all the England games, if we're in the group, are going to be at Wembley. So I couldn't care less. Well, just a talking point, really. Anyway, mate.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, well, it's good. I've enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Thank you to everyone for your comments.
Loved it.
Keep them coming in. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Drop us a message, and we'll get involved on the socials.
Yeah, man.
We'll be talking throughout the weekend, and we'll come back next week.
Lovely. You've been listening and watching Wandering Wolf. It's coming home.
See you later.
See ya.